Hi, Kris. It's so great to have you here. I've only done about 3 of these so far, and you being the 4th, you're the first one that's I consider a dear friend. And so I have not prepared whatsoever, which has been consistent with all of them. I haven't even talked to you about what the podcast is about, and thank you for your trust and confidence, or I don't know, silliness, I suppose. It occurred to me a while ago when I was traveling that in Alaska, we take for granted the close relationships that we have until you travel and people start asking what brings you to Alaska or what keeps you there, right? And when I think of super talented, witty, beautiful humans, I think of you. And so I like having you as a guest today because I don't know where this is going to go. But let's start with just what do you do and why are you here?
Well, yeah.
I mean, not here on the podcast, but, like actually here in Alaska.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for all the praise. I just try to keep up with you, Paula. You are kind of an inspiration for me. So very kind and outgoing and always in the community. And I reflect that back. So thank you for always being there just as much as I'm trying to be there. So for me, it's right now I work in philanthropy. So again, community has always been top of mind. I serve on 4 boards. So just as a lot of things out there for the community. So I'm trying to pare it back. I'm coming off of 2 boards. So just being on 2 very stronger boards and giving back to it. And then my partner actually is on 2 boards as well. So we're a family of community and always around everywhere. That was something that came back to us when we moved. I mean, I always joke, you're my very job mother, because usually whenever I have something or I need something, I call you up. I'm like, hey, I need some help. And when we moved to Seattle and moved back, I mean, we're only gone for a year. And
truthfully, that's what made me think of you too, is I've been focused so much on people that have been here, stayed here. And I think you were raised here, correct?
Born and raised.
But then chose to leave for some really good reasons, and then chose to came back. So then I thought, if anybody could characterize what it is to be Alaskan, it would be you.
Well, it was. When we moved to Seattle, we wanted to get out of Alaska. It was like, we have to go. We're like the big fish in a little pond. We want to go try something out, be different. And, I'm a social creature too. Like I get into a room and light up the room and be a part of it, and it's like, it's really important. And Seattle was beautiful. And if anybody can do it, everybody kept saying Kris can, because like you're going to go to Seattle, they have the Seattle Freeze. You have these things that you can be a part of. And I jumped into the community like cannonball in with a bikini on. Like, I'm like, let's go.
That's fantastic.
And I did well. It was hard. It was superficial. It was very just tedious for me. That was really something I didn't really like. And when we kind of decided to move back, I was like, what is bringing us back to Alaska? Like, what do we want to do?
Right.
And when we said we're going to come back to Alaska, we wanted to be back in the community. And again, jump in bikini first into Alaska cold waters. It was kind of really like,
I need to quote that.
Yeah, it's like just invigorating. Like, I jumped in headstrong, and Joe did too. And Joe's my partner, and you know Joe, but
I do.
And so it's the community, and it's such a word that I try to define more, because we use words that are kind of blanketed, like community. Right. We say community, and what does community mean? Like, and to me, it's values and ethics of what we want things to see and be, and being the change you want to see. So like arts, I want to see arts vibrant here in Alaska. So it's like, I have to be out there and support the arts and go to the shows and go to those dive bar kind of things here and there, and like really advertise and be there, because, it takes us to be present. And as we all know, Alaska likes to wait till the last minute to go to anything.
Of course.
But we go and we do show, but it's hard to plan.
Absolutely. So. Yep. I'm a personal believer in not RSVPing. If you want to be there, please show up.
Yes.
And you're right. That's just half the battle. What makes you decide which boards, or what kind of philanthropy? What drives or motivates you?
Yeah. So right now, I guess I used to work at Rasmussen Foundation, which is a wonderful place. I got to be in finance in that way. And that really taught me some things about like all the nonprofits that's out there, like every one of them. I got to
because
see.
they fund a lot of different
They
initiatives.
do.
Right?
Yeah. And they give out, I believe it's like 30 to 40 million in grants a year. So
That's great.
for us to see it was an eye opening because I didn't realize how many nonprofits were in Alaska and all over Alaska doing kind of the same works and things like that. So, and then, so I'm on boards right now, the Performing Arts Center. And so like seeing the struggles and woes of the Performing Arts Center and the building that they're in. And then I'm on the board of the Alaska Humanities Forum. And so really caring about the community, education out there, how the humanities shows up in us, like how we present ourselves, how we have conversations with others that maybe have divisive personalities. I mean, truly. And it tells us how to show up with the humanity and care. So like those two bridge kind of who I am. So it's really nice.
So you've been in different careers, different venues. You grew up around construction, I think, if I remember.
Yes.
This is the most leading podcast I've done so far because I actually do know a couple of things. So it makes it much easier.
I know. You picked up. It's good. My dad used to own Cornerstone Construction, so got to build a bunch of buildings here. His final big building was the stadium, the UA stadium.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
He did it was, and my father is doesn't show too much leniency to things, and he's very perfectionist, probably where I get it from. So, and a little bit stubborn, and again, probably where I get it from. But
I wish they could say, I hear that people listen to podcasts, they don't watch it. They see my surprise look and sarcasm at the same time.
Well, but that's again, like, how do you bridge arts and like my dad, valued me who I was as a person. I was very artsy, creative, gay. So all the things that go with it. And, when you have a construction dad, it's kind of an interesting dynamic.
It would be, I bet.
But I got to we did a video choreography piece on the foundation building of the stadium. So we have this actually like recording dance video out there. Yeah, no, it was really cool to see. And my dad weirdly was so proud of it. Like, and he talked about it. And
he did?
Yeah, he did.
That's great.
So it was a really interesting dynamic. So yeah, so it's been again, there's buildings my dad has built here. He's done a bunch of stuff. So Alaska's always been home. I mean, I want to wish I could go to move and retire in Portugal, and I don't know if that's it either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Alaska's been home yeah.
I feel like it's in my blood somehow. And, I go away and I love traveling, and it's the same thing. This morning, I think it was 4 below at my house, and then it takes longer to warm up the car than it does to get to work.
Yep.
Isn't that great? And so I have an idea of what 1 degree of separation means to me. What does it mean to you? Because, and to someone that's listening that's not from Alaska, just maybe describe what that means. I think, how people will say, there's only 5 degrees separation from people all around the world. In Alaska, we say it's 1%.
1%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here I am today with you, Paula. Actually, that's where it comes from. It's the I get a text like, "Hey, do you want to be on a podcast?" And Joe's looking at me, and I'm like, "You can ask to be on a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go try this out. Let's go." And it's Alaska is. I wouldn't say it's who you know kind of thing, because that sounds like you get a lot of things because of who you know. I think Alaska is very much a relationship, and we all care for each other. So like, I remember like running into you on the streets. We're like, and wow, that sounds fun. Running into you on the streets, right? But like, I was walking somewhere for an event. You ran out of a building and you ran and gave me a hug and started walking with me. And it's like, that's what it is, right? Like you run into people, we embrace hugs. It really is kind of like people throughout, and you see people and you cheer people on too. Like you see, like I know friends of mine that's getting like awards or being a part of things, or people I know by like 1 degree, a friend of a friend's.
Right.
And I know their name, I know their face, I know what they're doing in the community. I haven't had coffee with them, but I know almost a lot about them.
Right.
Because of just how we're all kind of helping and being a part, and we share and we care. So I think that's that's the separation, right? Like I can go in and say, I know this person because of all the good things, and my friend talks very highly of you.
Right.
And
I feel like it's like when people talk about a small town and how inhibiting that can be, it's sort of like we've got the small town in population, but in the largest state.
Yeah.
So we have room to spread out. So it doesn't feel intrusive. It feels community.
Yeah.
Right. For me, that's what it means. But I guess I just answered my own question. So I doubt that's best practices.
No. You know, when you go to other, like when you travel, you know, the only place I've ever kind of now traveled to that I feel that had that same essence of like Alaska is, you know, Italy. Like I went to Italy and you walk around Italy and people are very kind. Everybody's talking, social. They kind of prioritize people, you know, food, subsistence, like things like that. Like, you know, you usually everybody makes pasta. Like, I mean, now ever since we got back from Italy, we make pasta at home. Like we do this. And it's like, you know, when you think of Alaska, we catch fish, we catch things, like we harvest, you know, we really think of things that way. And, you know, so I think it was like Italy's probably the closest thing I think I've ever traveled that had that same essence of Alaska.
For me, I was really blessed and fortunate. I literally won a contest kind of thing, or a drawing. I think at the Covenant House. You know, I bought one of the tickets, and there I was, and I got to go to Spain. And I felt the same way about Spain. The people were so inviting, open their home. As soon as you asked, you know, for their recommendation on a meal, it was suddenly your family. They were sitting down with you to share the meal. So I really felt that way in sort of the less populated areas of Spain, for sure. I thought that was kind of cool and indicative of something I see here in our smaller communities too.
They say like Alaska is small, but we do have the big heart. I mean, that is something I think we see. Seattle was such an eye-opening experience for us, like me and Joe both. Yeah, because it was big city, but like it's when you think of like a mile, like just a mile radius, like in the city of Seattle, you know, I'd walk from our apartment to a restaurant. From my house to Ginger is a mile. I don't walk that. I have to get in the car. Even in the summertime, I wouldn't walk it. It's like, oh my God, it's so far. But even like when you think of like, as you walk that 1 mile in Seattle, you know, you do see like people without homes on the streets, thinking of things like that. And it's become it's so populated in people that we walked like numbing. You walk past it. And we just went out to drinks to Ginger with a friend, and our friend actually called, you know, supportive services because he saw someone sleeping on the street, you know, and we do that as Alaska. Like we are calling, we're saying there's someone there, you know, it's too cold for them to be out there. And it just, that's Alaska. Now, Seattle, we walked all past it. It was just kind of like, that's part of the decor. And it was really that when that numbing sensation started forming for me, I was like, I don't like it.
Right.
Because it's not who I am, but it was just so prevalent and no one cared. Like and no one cared. And and here we do care. So you see it more about that here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So out of all things, Kris, what are you most proud of? What you've done, maybe?
That's so hard to talk about.
They say you're you're more harder on the ones that you love. So there you go. You should just feel special.
Oh, what is it called? Your internal saboteur or something like that? Like that's like you get. Oh man, I think, I guess it's not the now Kris, maybe for future Kris, is that it's just the remembrance of kindness. I think that's something people come up to me and say that you're kind, and I get teary-eyed from it. I've been hurt by people and things like that, and you know, I turn around and I forgive and say things nicely, like because you don't know what someone is struggling with, you don't know what they're going through, and in their actions of who they are, you have to kind of think like, maybe that's not who they are. This is just who they are in the moment, and kind of like revert back that kindness. So it's like, if we can be kind and be remembered for kindness, I think that's what I feel is for me is I strive for that. I focus on that very heavily. So for future Krises being proud of, I hope to be remembered as a kind person.
As a kind person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was not intended as a eulogy, by the way.
No, I know, but like, it's so hard to like think of like, I have worked so hard in different things and I never feel like I've accomplished yet. Like I feel like I'm still working, and it's the dancer in me, I think, honestly. Right. Like a dancer is like, one more time, do it again, one more time, just a little bit better, just a little bit better. So the perfectionist in me probably kicks in and has a hard time to answer, but it's, I think that's, that the kindness is kind of hopefully. Good
one. That's good. There's no grade. There's no grade. That's good. That's good stuff. Where is your favorite location in Alaska?
Ooh, Ginger? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
yeah. I have, I think truly driving. I know it sounds a weird answer, but driving. No, when you drive from Anchorage to Girdwood and that drive there, they got the mountains right there. You like on the cliff, there's the water.
Sometimes there's goats, sometimes there's whales.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
the people out there in the water. Yeah. Like I'm like, oh boy. I've driven up to Fairbanks. The drive was pretty that way too. I've been to Sitka. Sitka's beautiful as well. I think Sitka's really wonderful. I've been all the way up to Utqiagvik Barrow, which was really actually cool. I mean, like Barrow was something that I thought was really awesome, like just the community, because it reminded me of my family in Louisiana.
Oh, really?
Yes, because
okay, tell me. I don't
know. when you look at like Barrow, it's flat, muddy. Like it's nothing
Fair
really
enough.
there. There's no trees. I was so surprised there was no trees. Like there's brushes, but like Louisiana, where my family's from, it's a little town called Forked Island, and literally like fork past tense, so Forked Island. It's same, like the trees are not really there. It's swampy land. Houses are in stilts as well too, like built up.
Right.
So when I was walking around, people are in four-wheelers, people in Louisiana on four-wheelers. Like, the only big difference is that, you have bears that will kill you versus snakes. That's the big differences. But
I know, but at least you can see a bear coming.
That's right.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but
no. They trained me as a kid about that little snake in a little bucket when you open and the snake pops out.
Right.
That happens in Louisiana with your mailbox.
Gosh. Oh no.
So your mailbox snake just kind of flies out at you. At least it's garden snake, but still you practice.
That would be enough for me. It wouldn't matter.
I was like, nope. I opened the mailbox
Who knew
sideways.
A garden snake could kill you? Because I'd die of a heart attack.
Yeah,
it wouldn't matter.
But it was really interesting. And everybody there, it's family, close family, their cousins, families, aunts, everybody like that. And that's how it is in Louisiana as well. My cousins worked the one teller line that was just one half of a building for the bank. My grandparents owned the bar. My aunt had the hair salon.
See, I didn't know this either.
Yeah, so so that was like Louisiana, and I went there every summer. So going up there, and they're like, "Oh, this is my cousin. This is my aunt." And I'm like, "Oh, this is fine. I got this. This is just like coming into Louisiana family for me," and it was really interesting.
Yeah. So I probably just answered this, or you probably answered this for me already, but what is sort of your elevator pitch when you run into tourists and they say, "Oh, you're from Alaska. Where should I go?"
Actually, I do tell people the cruise is really cool to do. If they've never been to Alaska, there's a cruise that goes around like the Sitka-Juneau area, which is really beautiful. Unfortunately, I've never been on it, but I've heard stories. So it's like I sell it as a pitching point, because I'm like, if you could go and see it and see Alaska in that way, it's just a beautiful, the mountains, the water, the clean water, you're seeing all the wildlife and everything. And so I usually say if they haven't been to Alaska, and I think about cruises. Okay, and the reason why it's kind of coming up in my head right now, is we were just on a cruise with family. So like we were on cruises, and everybody's talking about Alaska, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a cruise.
Right.
And so that's very instinctful. I bring in my niece. She's coming up here. We're going to go to Chena Hot Springs. She wants to try to see the Northern Lights, but go to Chena Hot Springs.
Oh, yeah.
So there's some places.
Is she coming up in the winter then?
Yeah, she's coming up in the winter.
Oh, great.
I tell people they have to come up in the winter too.
I do too.
You have to experience both sides of this. I say summer's beautiful and it's a really wonderful place.
So is winter.
I know. I think people are scared of it. I just say, you have to pack heavier jackets than you used to. But
I tell them they have to layer winter or summer.
Yeah.
You don't know how cold it's going to be, and you don't know how cold it's going to be.
No.
And then you get those surprise days in the summer where all of a sudden it's 85, and people from the lower 48 will swear that it's 90 or 100 because it just feels hotter.
Yep.
So I just layer.
Alaska's weird in that way with the degrees. Cause I remember looking at what was it, last week or maybe a week before, it was like 10 degrees or 12 degrees feels like -2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, then it's -2. Like I'm cold, and same with the heat, right? Like it's like it's 80, feels like 90, and I'm like this. Then it's 90.
Then it's 90. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So I think it's such a interesting place. What about you though? Like Alaska, like where's the?
This is my podcast. That's what I was told the last one.
Well, it's good to know too. Like
it's conversational. I know. So my favorite places. Well, I have just. It's those moments in Alaska when I'll stop, and I'm quite a bit older than you are, so I will stop, close my eyes, and realize that this moment and place might not ever enter my purview again. So I take in a breath and a moment. So my favorite places have been moments in time. And so driving out to Wasilla, my grandbaby was just born, and the right song came on, and the sun was kind of setting, and it was the Tim McGraw song about, being a good person. And, it's the same kind of thing that you were talking about driving. It was a moment where it made me teary-eyed now. Kris. It's harder than it sounds on this side. It's hard.
Well, I think that's what Alaska's beauty is. I think it really brings out a lot of good emotions. And it's traversing, throughout. I mean, again, going back to Seattle, you're walking and it's noise everywhere you go. You don't get that moment of just walking around and seeing beauty where you can walk out and just see beauty. We live on a creek in the Valley of the Moon. Oh. So we have just beautiful outside, but we also have, there's people that are struggling that you see as well. But you know what? Everybody always asks me, because when even in the Valley of the Moon, people's like, well, you live with there's some issues. And I'm like, literally I walk past someone, as we're walking our dogs saying, they say Merry Christmas.
Right.
Scary. Or, we had one, it really was funny, and it just was, but it's harmless things, but one person jumped out in a pink bunny suit. Oh. and Joe jumped up and screamed.
See, I'd still take that over the snake.
Yeah, see?
I would take that totally over a snake in the mailbox.
But, you don't know what you can get, but I don't feel unsafe. It's not that, right. But it's, but you walk around, you see the beauty. I've seen people out there that, they have just a guitar, they're singing to themselves and singing. And my mom actually got out. My parents were staying with us, and she just got on, listened on the rocking chair, listened to the song. It's he's actually a good singer.
Oh, that was nice.
But we get the creek, we get Valley of the Moon, we get to see kids' parties, we see big parties going on, we hear food, music, all the things like that. So only thing we don't like about it is the fireworks, but that's our dog really more than anything. Oh, well. But we get to see people shoot off fireworks nearby.
And I think they're going to have some on the 21st for solstice, just so you know.
Oh, good to know.
I just wanted to let you know in advance. So
good to know. He hasn't lost all his hearing yet, but he's getting closer.
Yeah. But I don't know if they make doggy ear plugs.
That's an invention that needs to happen soon.
I think so.
They did make dog glasses when the scare of the volcano was going to happen.
Oh, you're kidding?
We bought dog goggles for him. Luckily, we didn't have to try it because we probably would have got bitten. But
wow. What kind of dog?
He's a Corgi Jack Russell.
Oh, okay.
So stubborn and arrogant, and talks back. So he's a funny little dog.
So I kind of come back to surprise look again.
Yeah.
Stubborn. Runs in the family.
Runs in the family. I think I had to get a partner that's equally in the same boat, so we do so well together. So I've been, I think that's been an asset too for us. Is both of us are so community driven. So
how do you and your partner feel in terms of a community embracing your lifestyle?
Ooh. Alaska, we've always said was kind of like a purple state. They don't really care too much. And I really didn't, for me, it was more of unlearning that it is a scary thing. And for him too, I mean, we came from, my family was supportive. It just was more of we don't talk about, right. Which is, that's kind of how we're all trained at first. I mean, you hear about the don't ask, don't tell kind of thing. We just don't talk about it. So I was very much of well, I don't want to embarrass. So I was very much of usually closed off. And my partner, he came from like more religion as kind of a background and whatnot.
Okay.
So, but
Is he from here?
he's, you know what? Here's a very staple Alaska answer. He is not born here, but he moved here when he was 2.
Okay, so my husband was not from here, but also moved here when he was 6 months old. So
Yeah. See, we did.
Yeah.
You're not born and raised.
That's right.
You can just be raised, but you don't get the born.
I think somebody in the oil and gas industry said, this is the only place, I've been all over the world for different jobs. This is the only place where it's like, well, were you born here? Are you from Alaska? And if you say you're from Alaska and you weren't born here, boy, you'll be ostracized. Like,
Yeah, I
you're
know.
out. Yeah.
I know. It's like, I always have to correct him sometimes when he says it. He's like, yeah, I know, I'm from Alaska. I was like this. Well, he moved here when he was 2.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. That's what my husband will do too. He'll say, somebody will ask him, are you from Alaska? No, but my wife is.
Yep.
I don't know what the difference with that is. Then I laugh and I say, but you're from Spinard. You get extra points for that.
Yep. No, he's Chugiak, so like over there.
That's
So
right.
yeah, so it's when you think about, I don't know why I do it.
I don't know either. But we do.
Yeah.
And because we're very prideful about that.
Maybe,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I think it's hilarious. I was like, no, 907.
That's right.
Like over here, what's her 574?
I don't know what we
is,
do if
you
we
know?
got different area codes.
I know. I'm like,
I know. And I do not like getting spam calls when it's clearly a non-Alaskan with the 907.
I know.
It's infuriating.
That is not okay.
No, it is not okay.
Because I'm like, that's not fair. Like, that's taking advantage of Alaskans' good
true.
nature.
It's true. I think so.
But really, truly, me and Joe have been very welcomed in the community, truly. Like, and I'd say community as a whole of Alaska. Like, we're very well embraced. I've trusted. I've had friends of mine ask me to talk to their kids that are coming out. Me and Joe have been kind of probably a steer of like a good role model of who we are. I think we strive for that. That's because, like when we were growing up, when you saw that lifestyle was always presented as a negative or drug or something, like it was very presented.
Well, you're younger than I am.
Yeah.
I have actually really favorable memories of gentlemen when I was very young, and they were extremely flamboyant.
See?
Because they didn't want you to have to ask.
Like, I am here.
I know. And I am pretty.
Yep. But like that's and that's good. I mean, we've gone through like those arcs of like
Sure.
acceptance and whatnot. But I again don't feel unsafe in Alaska. It's not something that is there. I know we're seeing more and more liveliness of things. You're seeing more things come out, which is always good. So yeah, I think it just takes a second for a lot of things. I mean, that's all things. I mean, again, it might take us another couple decades to honor people who are 2 years old that moved here and say that you are from Alaska now.
Right.
Like that, I don't know.
So you have a surprise fact for me, something that because you're so authentic and transparent and comfortable in your own skin. What would surprise someone who may me?
I've been trying to get more open and honest about things that I live a very I present myself in a positive way a lot of times, and I do have my own internal things that happen I struggle with. And I think that some people, see me as a person like, I want to be just like you. And I'm like, I have internal demons that really beat me up, and I don't talk about it. And so I think like for me, it's like, I've struggled with some personal things myself. And so it's been kind of one of those things. And It's like trying to be like, I try to live authentically, and I do live authentically. Like truly, I think I present my 80% of myself truly authentic out there. There's this 20% that I sit back and I'm like, no one needs to carry that burden. No one needs to help me. No one needs to do something for this part of it.
Right.
Even down to my partner. Like he's probably the closest that's seen most of me. So I think that's like a thing there. And then a fun fact, I'll give you now a fun fact is, what have I done that's kind of fun? That's, dancing has always been something I've done for a long time. And so,
Do you know I have never seen you dance? Isn't that sad?
And I still do sometimes cabaret.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Oh, good,
still do it. It's the, Yes. So that could be a fun fact. So cabaret dancing is still part of my life. I don't share it on social media, but I don't hide it on social media.
Right.
So I'm not the one advertising it or the one that's there, but the company, the Sweet Cheeks Cabaret, I let them, do. And so I just performed September actually. So
did you?
I did. I'll text you the next time.
Okay.
I've been slowly
as long as I don't have to RSVP, remember.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I just buy the table. You just have to come to the table. You're good. Because it's but that's something I've done. I mean, dance has been something that is probably the purest joy for me. So I have been a component of pushing the what is professionalism kind of mindset.
Yes.
Because cabaret may seem unprofessional to some people's eyes. And I'm like, it's the one sense of joy.
I've always admired that part of our relationship of how I've gotten to know you and then just watched you progress in your career is that you're equally as respectful of people's uniqueness as you are the desire to be what would be a more traditional, professional, aptitude, I would say almost. Yeah. You present yourself very professionally and in a way that is unbiased. And I think that that's a huge gift to do that and then stay and still be authentic. You're not faking it at work. You're actually being respectful of the institution or the workplace or the environment that you've chosen to go to work in. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's something that's really actually unique about you.
Well, thank you. Well, you're my fairy job mother, so you've helped me place in some places,
go.
And so I've been fortunate to go into different areas. But yeah, no, it's hard to take compliments like that.
I know. There it is. See, that would be something that would surprise people. You could have answered with that. I don't take compliments well.
I don't take compliments
there
well.
You go.
It's a hard, I think that's why I like dancing, because it's a different character on stage. And that compliment is for the character, not me.
Right. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Okay. What one question should I have asked that I haven't?
That's a good question.
Or if you have a recommendation of somebody really super interesting, what I'm looking for are people that have landed in Alaska, have decided to stay here, and with their particular careers or vocations, they could live anywhere, but they, with intention, live here. So it's exciting to me. And so again, that brings me right back to you and why you're here. So you can think on it and you can text me that too.
I can't. There is one, and it's maybe the bias in me a little bit. I'm such a mama's boy, and my mom has been one that she flew to Alaska when she was 18. She has a beautiful story. That's why she got up here and why to move away from Louisiana, and she stayed here, and she kind of made life here, and that's why I'm here. And so she's got an interesting story. She's very Cajun and very much of like stories. I think it'd be funny to see her even answer questions. I have no idea how she would answer them, but like when I hear about the stories of her coming up to Alaska and why she stayed here, she felt welcomed here. I mean, she left Louisiana, which was hard and didn't have any family up here really. So, and that's when my parents met. They met in Alaska. So it's. I know, and I know it sounds weird to even say my mom is a bias kind of thing, but that's like when you said those that like what you're looking for and why, I was like, my mom. So I was like,
well, there you go. Every good award recipient always thanks mom. So great job, and I appreciate your time. I don't have very many other questions. I'm just so blessed to have you here and appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Well, I'm glad to be here, and thank you for inviting me. This was something really I got so excited about it. I was like, this will be fun. Like, what are we going to talk about? And then here we are.
And you just dance. You don't sing.
I started practicing singing. Actually, I did.
Give me some.
Oh,
they can edit it out.
Oh my God!
Come on, come on. You got it.
Oh no! God, I was doing. Now I can't do it. I'm so freaked out.
Why?
Because it's like one of those things where it's like it's a practice. I haven't like perfected it, but I was like, what is the song I used to sing? I was actually used to sing like Christmas ones, like "What's this? What's this? There's magic in the air. What's this? Now I don't know lyrics, but like it's like that's the Night Before Christmas. Like I was so much about Night Before Christmas because it was like there, and I have taken songs, rewrote them, and performed them. Actually, I've done things when I was at Rasmussen. Even now, I take like Christmas songs, I'll rewrite them to put people's names in them.
Oh, you do?
And then sing them and perform them and whatnot.
Oh,
so
that's fantastic.
So I'll have to share a video with you because that's
CFO by night, and then your backup plan, your plan B is singing Christmas cards.
Yes, singing. You really want to know what my plan B is?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to open up a tea shop and do tarot card readings.
Oh my gosh, I did not see that.
That is my plan B. I'm going to be a person that just has a tea shop, tarot card readings, and I'm just going to be just completely different than what I was.
You know what? That should be my my new podcast question. Is what's your plan B?
Yeah.
So that's a good one. So thank you for the inspiration.
Of course.
And of course, your time.
Thank you.